I want to begin with a sweet story. I had a very, very flat tire this morning, and it was a big, jagged piece of metal sticking out of the tire. I wasn't able to drive the kids up to Skokie for high school, and Paul Sager, who was at Shachrit with us, volunteered to take three kids up to Skokie after Shachrit, and then Jacob Hanselman, who had a little compressor in his car, and he filled the tire back with air so I could bring it to the shop for repair. So it was just a really sweet morning about people at the shul helping one another out of a tough spot. So I'm filled with gratitude, and just wanted to share that good feeling. So if Freudenstein is with us this Shabbat, I've been um, helping her with a little bit of editing on her dress shot. It's going to be phenomenal. And if you could make it to hear her and learn with her this Shabbat, I strongly recommend. I think it's going to be great. I wanted to draw your attention to an episode at the beginning of this week's Torah portion where Yaakov learns that 400 men are coming to approach him with Esav, and he's frightened and he's worried, is what the Torah tells us. There's sort of a redundancy that's right there in the psukim. It's right. It says the 400 men are coming. It says Yira Yaakov me'od v'yitzarlo. Okay, he's very frightened and he's distressed. So what is the difference between the fear and the distress? So Rashi points out he's frightened that he will be killed by Esav and his army, and he's distressed that he will have to kill. So a lot of the super commentaries in Rashi, they question what was his worry about lest he killed. He was killing in self-defense. He's that was he was thinking about. Why would he be so vexed about that prospect? We're supposed to be willing to use violence when necessary in self-defense. Why was that problematic? And the super commentaries take this in various directions. What if there are kind of recruits in Esav's army who really had no ill will towards Yaakov, who had no intention to do Yaakov any harm? They just got dragged along as part of this entourage. And what if they got killed? The innocent people swept up in this battle. That's one approach. The Gur Aryeh, the Maharal, suggests that. And then we see the Siftei Chachamim, who collects commentaries in Rashi, takes another direction. Maybe there are people who could have been stopped with non-lethal ways, and they're going to end up being killed by Yaakov. This also causes him moral distress. So, Judaism doesn't have a strong, thick tradition of like the laws of the ethics of warfare, because we, thank God, we, for better for worse, we our halakhic tradition developed amongst people without militaries, and so we don't have that same rich tradition that, let's say, the Catholics have about just war doctrine, et cetera, et cetera. We do have stories in the Torah, though, and we have commentaries on those stories which do teach us values, and we can turn to them and get wisdom. The same concerns that people are in contemporary times are writing about and thinking about. These were concerns as well, in our tradition as well. We can mine it for some ethical guidance. Okay, wishing you a wonderful Shabbat. Looking forward to seeing you over the coming day.